Okay, so in today's lesson we will focus on verb agreement. Let's take two sentences let's take first sentence. A dog chases a cat. I have the sentence. And then let me take another sentence. Let me take another sentence. The dogs chase a cat. What do you see the difference between these two sentences? The first sentence has the verb chases, and in the second sentence you have only chase. Right. This is called as verb 5 and this is called as verb 1. Right? The verb is the same. The meaning is the same. But the form of the verb is different. Why? What's the reason?
The dogs
singular, I see them.
What the dogs is
plural.
subject. A dog is subject. So depending, what's the nature of the subject? This is plural. This is singular. Right? Depending on the nature of the subject, verb also changes. Verb takes different forms. This is what we call as subject-verb agreement. What do we call it as? Subject-verb agreement. And this is what we will be learning in today's class. In what situation does or do we have this case, or in what situation do we use this case? Verb 1 or verb 5?
Subject is singular. We use verb 5. And if subject is plural, we use verb 1.
Verb 1. Sometime, what we say, this one chases, the form of the verb is of the singular form, we call it sometimes. Sometimes, the form of the verb here is singular. For example, we call it as, there is a small tricky thing, you see, singular verb. Verbs are, does it make sense to say verb to be singular, right?
Yes.
But still,
Used in singular manner.
plural verb. Singular verb is the verb that goes with the singular noun. Right? Singular and plural. You can have one person, two persons, three persons, and so on. Isn't it? But verb, one run, two runs, you can't do that, right? But still, we can define in a different way. A singular verb is the verb that goes with singular noun. Whereas plural verb is the verb that goes with plural noun. So that is to say, a dog is a singular noun. And the form of the verb that it takes is chases. So chases is singular verb. So singular verb is chases. this is a bit funny, right? You have S at the end, isn't it? Whereas plural form of the verb chase is chase. Alright? So when it comes to noun, what do? We add generally es or s to make, plural of a noun. Most of the times, not always. But in the case of verb, most of the singular verbs are with s. In the case of verb, it's exactly opposite. And in the case of plural verb, it's without s. Okay? So, it is extremely important to learn to be able to use or to be able to see how subject takes a certain form of the verb. You cannot use, for example, I are going to Kathmandu. You cannot say that. You have to say, I is going to Kathmandu, isn't it? Hey Baba, no. What do you have to say?
I
am going to Kathmandu. I is the subject, am is the verb. So, even though M is form of which verb? What's the main verb? No. No. Is, am, are, was, were. All these verbs are forms of be verb, Baba. Be verb. Be verb. Be verb. The different forms of the be verb, what are they? Is, am, are, was, were, being, being. All of these are different forms of the be verb itself. Alright? Yes. Now, the rule. Let's come to the rule, alright? Did you make a note of this, all this? Let's come to the rule. Here, let's write down some more. Singular, runs, right? Plural, run. And then, eat, eats, eat, and so on and so forth. But I will not rely too much on this, okay? Because I find it a bit confusing to most of the students. What we will do is, in a present tense, we have different persons, right? Not in present tense, we have different persons. In present tense, third person singular. What did I say? Third person singular. Third person singular. What are the third person singular? He, she, it, they. No, not they. That's third person plural. Ram, Sham, all these names. These are third person singular. It takes what form of the verb? Singular form of the verb, that is with S in general, right? He runs. He rides. Rides. And then reads. All of that, right? With S. Smokes. Thinks. Works. Sits. Speaks. Chases. Dreams. Verb 5, right? Drives. It comes with third person singular. Third person singular takes singular form of the verb. And then we have the rest of the person. The rest. First person. Sorry. First person. Second. First person plural. Plural. And then third person plural, isn't it? Third person plural. Can I write all of that down? First person I. Second you. First person plural we. Third person plural they. All of these persons, they take, all of these subjects, they take plural form of the verb. That is to say, runs become run. You write, isn't it? We read. They write or they take, let's say. So is that clear? This is a very basic lesson. We have to be very, very particular on this. Always. Never ever say she writes. We have to say she writes. Right? So let's take a verb. Let's take one verb. An example. Which verb is your best verb?
Play.
Play. Make it a bit complicated, please. Create. Let's take this. Create. I create. You create. He, she, it creates. Or him creates. Look at the change, right?
Yes.
We